In this video, we'll take a look at how to use TASCAM Audio File Manager, TASCAM's free audio file management software with waveform display. Chapter 1. Loading Files. After launching TASCAM Audio File Manager, first load the folder you want to work with into the library, as shown here. Click the Setup Library icon with the plus symbol on the upper left corner of the screen to open the setup window. Now click the plus button in the window and select the target folder. Your specified folder is now displayed in the library. TASCAM Audio File Manager can import both local files and files in the cloud, such as Dropbox. Chapter 2. File Waveform Display and Playback. When selecting a folder that has been loaded into the TASCAM Audio File Manager library, the audio files in the folder are displayed in the file list along with their waveforms. The file list will also display information such as file length, sampling frequency and bitrate, date and time for file creation and update, plus the file size. You can also customize which items to display. Clicking on a file displays the waveform of the selected file in the main window, as seen here. If you select Inactive from the three dots menu in the Select mode, the waveform will not be displayed in the main window, even when clicking on a file. When Click to Load is selected here in the middle, the waveform of a selected file appears in the main window. When Click to Play is selected on the right, the waveform is displayed when a file is selected while simultaneously playing that file. File playback can also be performed by clicking on the play button or by clicking on the waveform in the main window. We can then move the playback header and play the file from any position. Loop playback can be engaged by turning on the loop button. The waveform display in the main window has the option to zoom in and out across the timeline by dragging the zoom icon horizontally. Similarly, we can expand the main window downwards to expand our waveform vertically. Chapter 3. Renaming Files. TASCAM Audio File Manager has an easy-to-use file renaming function. To rename a file, simply select the file, enter the new name in the Change To text box in the Rename window, then click Enter. You can also rename common strings contained in the names of multiple files simultaneously. Enter the string to be changed in the Target text box. Then, enter the new characters in the Change To text box. As an example, we'll change the beginning of a file named Scene 1 to Scene 99. This is an incredibly easy solution to rename all related files at once. Adding a string to the beginning of the file name to mark different types of takes is also an easy task. For this example, select the desired file. Enter new text in the prefix text box, then press Enter to add to the beginning of file names. We can also do this for groupings by selecting multiple files at once. The filter function allows you to display files that only contain the string you entered. The number of applicable files is also displayed. From here, we can also sort by name in either ascending or descending order, by file length, or by sampling frequency. Chapter 4. Editing Audio Data. TASCAM Audio File Manager has many different file editing functions. By hovering the mouse over each icon, the name of the function will be displayed. Let's start by normalizing some audio files. We'll be using a 32-bit float file recorded with the TASCAM Portacapture X8, which supports 32-bit float recording. This file was recorded in a clipped state, which we can see here by the waveform. Now, select the file and click the Normalize button to set the maximum dB number for the file, which will normalize it to the desired volume. We can see the 32-bit float file is still intact after normalization. Note that editing in TASCAM Audio File Manager is destructive editing, so the file will be overwritten if it is saved as is. In order to keep the original file, click the Save As button and save the file as a different name. You can also create a subfolder in the library. This allows you to have a working folder in which you can move or copy data to for editing. You can also merge audio files that have been split during recording. Select the desired file, then drag the cursor on the main window to select and copy all of the waveforms. Select the file that comes next and drag it to the playback head at the very end of the previous file and paste. The two files are now connected. Save or save as if necessary. Commands such as edit and transport can be assigned keyboard shortcuts. To do this, open Setup from the File menu. Then go to the Key Map tab and enter your preferred key for each command. Chapter 5: Multitrack Playback and Monitor Mix Functions. TASCAM Audio File Manager also features multitrack playback functions. Here we have a 20-track multitrack file recorded using TASCAM's Model 2400. As is, each file can be played back and edited individually.
Nothing, and I need someone to love.
For multitrack playback, open Setup from the File menu and check the Display a set of multi-mono files as a single item checkbox in the Miscellaneous tab. The waveforms of all tracks are displayed side by side in the main window. Now we can play multiple files at the same time. After that, clicking on the mixer icon will now open the mixer window. From here, we're able to mute, solo, pan, and control the volume of each track using the faders. A master fader is provided so that we can adjust the overall volume. When playing back multi-track recordings, you can zoom in and out vertically without stretching the main window. TASCAM Audio File Manager supports all TASCAM multitrack recording formats, allowing for playback of multi-channel files recorded with any and all TASCAM multitrack recorders. It also supports the playback of poly-wave files, not only TASCAM products, but many other brands too. The files are able to be controlled by the mixer in the same way as shown before. The TASCAM Audio File Manager manual can be accessed online by selecting Manual from the File menu. The OS is compatible with both Windows and Mac OS. For details on additional supported operating systems, please refer to the specification sections of the product page by clicking the link in the summary section. In order to use TASCAM Audio File Manager, you'll need to register for a TASCAM ID, which is free of charge. If you've not yet registered, please do so by following the link below. TASCAM Audio File Manager has many useful features for videographers and others who have a need for file management in regard to audio, from recording to editing. Thanks for watching, and as always, be sure to like and subscribe to be notified when we post new videos.